Hey guys, Jim Bounds at Motorhome Rehab Ranch, and I want to thank the guy. Let me call him back. We were going to talk about Phytech, but I'm losing my light. First thing, we're going to talk about window tinting, and the thing about window tinting is air. The air is just full of particles, and the wind is blowing it through. And if you hold something that is static, it goes right to it. So you've got about 2 minutes after you make a window clean to get it on there. Also, you don't want any wind blowing through, because then you have a hard time dealing with it, and you don't want any light, any sunlight on it, because you've got the 2 minutes. If you have sun on it, it'll dry quicker, and you've got to keep everything wet. So this video is kind of a spoiler video. I'm going to do this window right now while you guys watch, and then I'm going to come back on other videos and talk about specifics about things about the window. First thing, and the most important thing, is it's got to be clean. The guy that I paid, my tinter, I had a car stereo business, and back in the 80s, car stereo got in window tinters. Well, I said, I want you to teach me how to do it. I was really amazed about it. So for the first 6 weeks, he had the boss cleaning windows, because that's how important it was. Use a spray bottle. A little bit of Dawn dishwasher liquid in it. You call it slip solution. It has a little soapy solution on here, and it moves. It allows you to move the blade. Now, so far, I've done this window, and that's how many blades I have used. I've used a ton of blades. The most useless tool is a dull tool, and the most dangerous tool is a dull tool. So you want to change your blades. You're going to scrape all that old film off the window. Now, I've already done all this window. You can see that. The video would be too long. But you just get the final pieces off. Now, you're going to clean this window 3 ways. First thing is with slip solution. I'm going to scrape it. All right? And you get the window all wet, and you just go up and down, all over it. Make sure you don't miss anything, because any little spot will be what shows. That's where your eye is going to go, any little imperfection. You want everything clean as it can possibly be. All right. Very important part is the towel. Wipe out all that dirt in the corners and the edges. All up here. You say, wow, that's clean. No. Okay, this is the first clean. Second clean is you scrub it. Now, I use a sponge, but I don't have a sponge today. So you scrub the window. And this is, of course, this is the inside, because this is where the film's going to go. When I did window tint, you pattern it on the outside and you stick it on the inside. And I remember guys would say, wow, what are you doing, man? I'm cutting it on the outside. Well, yeah, you'll see why in a minute. This is a black thing. Black thing squeegees the window. Now that is a pretty darn clean window. All right, you want to check all the edges, touch them by hand. Now we're going to flush the window. The third clean, you scrape, you scrub, you squeegee, and then you flush. Just before we put the tint on, we're going to flush the window and flush anything out, and then it's ready. Okay, now let's reposition here. We're just about to lose our light. Let me get this thing set up. What we're going to do now is we're going to clean the outside window. And you'll see why, because we're going to be patterning the window on the outside. You say, why is that? Well, Sometimes if you're in a car or even in the motorhome, you can't get to all the edges of the window real easily. But on the outside, you can. And think about it. Now, the outside and the inside is just about the same size. And if what you're doing is you're creating a decal, literally the exact size of the window. That's basically what window tinting is. You're creating a decal that you can't see the edges all the way across the window. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, we're going to put some window tint on it. We're going to pattern the tint. All right. First thing we're going to do here, have a nice sharp blade in your Olfa knife. Okay. Next thing, get your pumper pumped up nice and hot, because you want to have a lot of water. Okay, now this is the window film here. And I'll tell you what, let me move the camera so you can watch what I'm doing here. There. Okay. So film comes, it's got to be a 36-inch roll. I used a number in the last video of 30 inches. No. 36 inches, because your window is a little bit less than 36 inches. So you need a 36-inch roll. Okay. Get your window nice and wet. Okay. Have your film. See here, it's on a roll. Be real careful with that roll. Don't let it get out of your control. Now, you want to cut a piece of film that fits this window. Right there. Could use a tape measure, but you use what you have. And I don't have one today. So right there. All right, we're going to cut this film. Right there. Made this film. Now you want to chew it. Chewing it, you peel the liner. You want to have the liner out because it's going to stick on the inside, so the liner is going to be out for your pattern. Get everything nice and wet. Liner out. And you stick it to the window. Stick it to the window. Make sure it stays wet. You gotta have 3 hands sometimes. Get a squeegee and it'll stay there. Make sense? Make sure you got the entire window covered. There we go, and repositioned. All right. As soon as we get the top cut, it'll stop peeling off. All right. Let me get you up here. Sorry about that, guys. All right. The window's on here, film is on, squeegee it to hold it in place. Now, the top wants to come out. What you want to do, hang on, let's get it up here. There. What you want to do is you want to cut the top. Follow the edge of the outside of the window with your knife. Pull up. I'm left-handed, so I have to go right to left. You go all the way around the window. What we're doing is making a decal the size of the window. Make sense? This is what you need to do it. Now, they have these at Harbor Freight, but the blade in it is steel. So if you get some Olfin blades, you can put it in one of the cheap ones, but why just buy a Olfin silver? All right, so we see what's happening here. We have an exact decal that fits the outside of that window. All right, now this side is the liner, so this is the side we're going to want to peel off. Use the other window in the coach as a platform. Get it wet, turn it upside down, and stick it on this window. Now, we're going to be going in here. We're almost losing our light here. Okay. Almost losing our phone. Okay. Oh, good. You can see that. Squeegee it one more time. When you squeegee, you can hear if you hit something. There's one right there. No? Okay. Feels good. All right. Now, can do this top edge, get it wet. Dry it to be sure nothing falls out of it. Now, flush. You're doing a couple of things. If there's any dirt left on it, what you're doing is you're flushing it down. Also, you're killing the static of that window. All right, now it's nice and wet. Now let's come over here to this. Chew the edge. You could put a piece of tape on each side. Make sure it stays really, really wet, super wet. Don't let anything touch it. Everything needs to stay wet. One, dust doesn't stick to it. And two, it doesn't stick to anything. All right, now we got to get this decal. Remember, the top's at the bottom. So we're going to pick this off. Now the bottom's at the top, and we come around here. Remember, your window's still wet. Sometimes you might need to put some more water on it. You get the top. Remember, this decal is supposed to be just about the exact size. So you get it right there, and you stick it right in the middle. You stick it in the middle. Get the top. Now this window only has one curve in it. It goes this way. So if we get the top in, where it needs to be, we can curve the rest of it coming down. All right. Make sure you guys can see what's happening here. I'm pushing all these fingers to the side and toward the bottom. Because if you push it all in one place, then all the fingers go to one spot. You want to spread them out. Spread out all those fingers because it's got to be absolutely flat. The film is flat, the glass is flat. Everything needs to be flat. Now, at the bottom, you can see it's trying to pick up. Well, you can usually get 3 sides perfect. With that 4th side, down here at the bottom, let me get no camera girl today. Yeah, right down here at the bottom, take your Alpha knife, 1 click out, and cut it 1 more time at the bottom to make sure it fits exact, because it can't suck any. See right now what it's doing. You can see these fingers coming up. It's sucking water up in there. So what we got to do now is we got to get the water out of the channel where the fingers are sucking up in there. You see what I'm saying? Very important. Very important to be clean, smooth. Don't make any creases in it, because that's where people go, oh, it's creased, it's got a wrinkle, whatever. If you can get it on there, even if your pattern is not perfect, but it doesn't wrinkle or crease or have bubbles like that, it's a good window. Right here we've got a finger. Let's have something underneath it. Let's see. Yep. If there's any little edge or a piece of rubber or anything like that, it'll create a finger. So if you try to push it out once and it doesn't go, you want to try to say what is causing the finger. All right. So that's about it. They say it's real simple. That's why I don't mind doing a spoiler video to show you that it's not real hard. You know, just like bowling. Bowling's not real hard. But the first time you go bowling, it probably, you know, maybe 100 or something, maybe. To get really good, you got to know how to bowl. To get good at tint, to not have boulders in it, it's got to be clean. Clean, clean, clean. To get the pattern right, you see how the pattern was on the outside. And then to stick it, it's got to be wet, flushed, squeegeed flat, and then we got to pick it. As it dries, the window will move. You'll see stuff moving. It's water that moves to the sides and as it evaporates. And you may have a bubble, like right here. There's a bubble right there. May need to go over the, matter of fact, it wouldn't hurt to go over the window even 2 or 3 times. Put a little bit of wet on it to give it a little slip solution. And squeegee it again. That might go a long way to get the fingers out. Yeah, I just got, no, it's coming back. So you pick at a window. Cleaner it is, the less things you do. I did this outside. I probably have some dirt. Matter of fact, I can see a little bit. Remember this, window tinting is kind of an art form. There's no perfection because it's in this physical world. It has dirt in the world. They have imperfections in the world, and you're trying to make something that you cannot see. Think about that. You're trying to produce a product that somebody looks at it, they can't see that it's there. That's pretty tall. All right, guys. Well, look, been good talking to you. I hope this worked out, and we'll see you later. Hit like and all that. Watch the next couple of videos, and I'll drill down as to how to do this a little better. All right. Bye-bye.